Matthew! Hello, Matthew. Trying to get everything set up here. I'll be with y'all, everybody, in just a minute. Trying to get everything set up. There we go. See, I hope everybody's doing well. Gary, just tapping in. Hello, Gary. Grandma said hello. Hi, Pops. Hello, Grandma. Gary said hello. How's everybody doing today? Jane said hi, Pops. Well, at least it's Tuesday, not Monday. Grandma said hi, Gary, and Carlos said, "What's up, y'all, Pops?" Woo! Hugh said hello, Randy. Hello, Hugh. Grandma said hi, Jane, and Jane said aloha, Grandma. Hugh said hello, Jane. Jane said hi, Matthew, and Grandma said hi, big boy toys. Big boy, big boy. Hugh said hello, Carlo, and Jane said hi, Hugh. Hugh said hello, Gary. Grandma said hi, Matthew. Jane said hello, Carlo. Gary said hello, Matthew. Jane says hi, Gary. Let's see. Yeah. Look at there. I already got 10 people watching, 7 thumbs up. Awesome. Grandma said, Jane, you're blue. Congratulations. Gary says, hello, Jane. You said, hit that like button while you're resting. Exactly. Touch my lucky thingy. See, you said Jane. You and Grandma said Carlo. Everybody doing good on this Tuesday afternoon? I do not like the time change. I want y'all to know that. It's already dark outside, and it's only what? What time is it? 6 o'clock? Just a little bit after 6. I don't like it. Jane said, how's everybody's day? I think I'm just about done with walnut trees. Gary says, hi, you? And Grandma says, yes, sir. How about you? Well, it's my second day of work. Got 2 more, so I'm glad these 2 days are behind me. Jane said, I hate time change. I'm ready for bed. Usually in the wintertime is about the only time I watch TV when it does this, but now that we got this building stuff, I don't watch much movies and TV anymore. You said, I remember I have to take those HP Gunners emissions class so I can turn off the rear O2 sensors and emission stuff I don't need. There you go. You said, I hate time change. I get off an hour late. I know, right? They ought to leave it alone. Boggy said, hello, human. How you doing, Boggy? Grandma said, hi, Buggy. Hugh said, hello, Buggy. Carlos said, hello, Buggy. Jane said, would you be able to do that with a car in California with their emission stuff? Probably not in California. Jane said, hi, Buggy. You said, heading to the shed, get you on the TV. All right. Well, he said, tired, my ears are burning me, but that damn Mazda is done. Cool. Buggy says, hey, Grandma and everybody. Jane says, they're so strict about their emissions, I know. There's not much good things to say when it comes to that stuff about California. Which I think they're overpopulated, aren't they? Boggy says, you living tonight? Lotus says, hello, Lotus. How are you doing tonight? Or this afternoon? Gary said, hi. Carlos said, Lotus. Lotus said, Boggy. Grandma said, hi, Lotus. And Carlos said, what's up, Grandma? Boggy said, they're not that bad if you pay them off, dumb money. Yeah. Hugh said, no, brother. Lotus said, I'm good. Hugh said, hello, Lotus. Lotus said, what's up, Hugh and Grandma? Jane said, very overpopulated, and they keep building, and they don't have water. You sent flowers for 30 joules. Cool. You said, hi, Lotus. Boggy says, yo, water, Lotus. They don't have water. Aren't they surrounded by water? You said, you sent 100 for 2 joules. All right. And another 100 for 2 more joules. Look at there. He got 3 joules in there. 34 joules or something like that. Really don't know what that does, but they say it helps. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Grandma said, where's Olivia? She will be here in a second. Look at there. We got, what, a 7, 8 thumbs up and 7 minutes into it. Cool. Grandma said, cool, thanks. You said, no, I need to take the emissions class first, HB tuners, so I can turn off the rear O2 sensors and such. Boggy says, and I'll probably melt to the background in a microsecond. Carlos says, I'll be right back. Got to go shower. All right, Carlo. Hughes said, happy poop for 10 joules. Lotus says, how's Randy today? I've only talked to him one time. He, believe Ryan's got him hooked on the game, and he been playing it. But I guess good for being stuck there, but I've only, like I said, only talked to him once a day. Jane says they have salt water you can't drink it, bathe in it, etc. They need to figure out how to convert salt water into fresh water. Yes, they do. All that water seemed like they would do something like that. You said send 100 for 2 joules twice. You said getting rid of the gins I have. There you go. Joe Bird said, hey, hello, Joe Bird. Lotus says, I meant you, goofy. Joe Bird said, hi. Lotus said, I'm glad he okay. Oh, me? I'm sorry. I'm not used to everybody calling me Randy. Sorry. Well, I'm doing fine. Jane said, hi, Joe. You said, Scoot's getting on the live, homie. Well, I wished he was. I was trying to get it where we could go live together, but he don't have good internet, and he can't, he don't have enough subscribers to go live yet on his personal channel, so we can't do, I was trying to, like I said, try to go live together, but oh well. Grandma said, hi, Joe. Joe Bird said, hey, Jane. You said, hello, Joey. Joe Bird says, hey, Grandma and Grandpa, another 100, sent another 100 for 2 more joules. Lotus said, Lowell. You said, okay, now I am out of gins. Lotus said, he is little Randy and you are Randy. You're right. I just, you caught me off guard. Jane said, his name is Pops, not Randy, lol. Olivia said, brap, 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 brap. There you go. Hugh's laughing, and Olivia says, hi, Hugh, with a rep, rep. Let's see, Hugh said, hi, Olivia. Olivia said, hi, Grandma. Did you get to video the rapping? Let's see. Hi, Mama Bear, said Olivia. Let's see. Jane says, hi, Liv. It says, anybody ask him if he wants to be Pops? It don't bother me. I think Grandma started that and it just stuck. Fine with me. Joe Bird said, I'm going to have fun on Thursday. What was Thursday? Was that you get your permit? Was that right? See, Liv says, no, I need to sand the car down and paint it blue before I throw the motor back. Oh, okay. Grandma said, hi, Olivia. Jumper says, because I'm going to Florida. Oh, okay. Sorry. Hugh said, yeah, Grandma started Pops and it stuck. Yep. Jane says, it's just easier if we call him Pops. Yep. And I mean, I'll answer about everything. Just call me. Some people even call me Pop Pops. Let's see, Jane says, what are you doing in Florida? Dennis said, good evening, everyone. Hello, Dennis. You said, right, Pops, and Junior, even though it's Junior and third, it confuses new peeps. That's right. Olivia said, Pop Pops, there you go. You said, hello, Dennis. 10-10. Let's see, Lotus said, I wish I was in Florida. It's getting cold here. Lotus, I kind of wish the same thing. I could go with that 70 year round, or at least I do like the pretty weather. Jane said, Dennis. Dennis says, Hugh and Grandma. Olivia says, Hugh, where am I live? LOL. Dennis said, Jane. Olivia said, Hugh, not high. Let's see. Olivia said, Dennis, I'm home. Let's see. Lotus said, Sunday's low, 26. Oh my gosh. I do not. Isn't that when they call them for the first snowfall? I think Daryl was talking about yesterday. Looked like it reached all the way down here. It's just going to be over in the mountains. I don't think it's going to hit us. Lotus said, all right, winter. I know, right? But one thing's for sure. Lotus said, yep. Oh, yeah. One thing's for sure. Every one day that goes by, it's one day closer. We're back to spring and summer. So then it's a hard day today at work. I had me some beef stew in a crock pot all day getting ready to have a bowl. I tell you what, I sure do miss the chili Beth was making. She made that, and I've never seen anybody make barbecue like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I just always go to order barbecue and it was already done. But Beth put that barbecue in the crock pot and it cooked that several hours, and then she just took it. Man, that was good. Let's see. Then it said, Ghostly Olivia said, I want a Miata. Good Lord. Then it said, Lotus. Grandma says, Hugh says, man, temps changing quick. The oak dogwoods are blooming. That's crazy. I know it's like crazy times. Grandma said, cool, Dennis, enjoy. Lotus said, hey, Dennis, and a Miata. Ugh, said Lotus. See, Liv said, I want to buy I want a lot, but my brother is mean. I don't know about how mean, but we do have one of the guys that took a Jeep, put it on a Miata frame. I thought that, or a body. I thought that was pretty cool. I want to do that. Let's see. Olivia said, is that sick? I guess talking about Lotus not liking Miatas. Lotus said, sometimes it's fun. It's fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes a T-bird away. See, Miata is fun. Let's see. And small. Hey, yeah, that worked just right, wouldn't it? Let's see, Lotus says, I don't fit in Miatas. Olivia says, I didn't want you to have one. She wanted one. James said, Liv, stop being a brat. You just got a car. Liv said, like your turbo, Lotus. Lotus says, yeah, my turbo wouldn't fit in the Miata either. Livia said, but it's my build. But that's my built-in Mama Bear. Yeah. Let's see. Lotus says, you have to be a mouse size like Olivia to fit. They look like little go-karts on steroids, if you ask me. I wouldn't mind having one just to play around with down at the legal pit. Jane said, but you are going to work that poor boy to death. I believe he's kind of used to it. I said, you wouldn't fit either, Pops. You are too tall. Oh, I get a convertible. That way I ain't got to worry about it. My sister had one, but I don't. It's kind of weird because I don't remember driving it. But I remember she had one. Libby said, Liv says, head sticks over the windshield. Just play Ace Ventura. See, Jane says, I can't think how I'd get out of a Miata. I have to drop and roll, crawl out. Yeah. Olivia said, he always works himself to death, Mama Bear. Supper. See, Olivia says, I can get out of one fine. My friend Theo has one. Jane says, but Liv, you got to give him a break. Lotus says, Lowell, Jane would love the Genesis. That thing is a pain to get in and out of, to be honest. Yeah, it kind of low to the ground. Leader says he don't give himself a break. Leader says, you know what he asked me this morning? What's that? Reaper, hey everyone, it's Annabelle. I have no idea what he's doing. Neither does he, Annabelle. Letter said Buggy was sick last week. That was a break. Jane said, I'm sick to trucks and I'll stick to trucks and SUVs. The older I get, the more I appreciate them. I know the feeling. Let's see. Grandma said, hi, Reaper. Jane said, hi, Annabelle. Lotus said, hey, Annabelle. Olivia said, he didn't take off and he is still sick. Grandma said, hi, Annabelle. And Olivia said, hi, Annabelle. Let's see, Lotus. That's how men do it. If we can stand, we going to work. That's right. Reaver says he asked where the hunting stuff is. Oh Lord. I'm going hunting. I'm going to go hunt rabbit. Lotus said, did you hide the guns again? Yeah. See, Reaver said, but it's pitch dark out and he's going to go hunting. That's not good. Hope he's got a good flashlight. Libby said, I'm so nice. Reaver said, meow. See, Lotus said, Reaper, you night hunting? Lotus said, meow. Yeah, said Reaper. Maria said, nice yellow shirt. Thank you, Maria. It's my work shirt. Lotus said, hello, Maria. Lotus said, what you hunting? Rabbit. I'm hunting rabbit. Libby said, ask Lotus, what did I thought of him? Lotus says, you hunting cats? Reaver says, I don't know, hoping to get something good for dinner tomorrow night. Grandma said, hi, Maria. So Maria says, humans be hunt them all the time. Maria said, hi, Grandma. Reaver says, duck would be nice. Reaver says, I don't think he realizes I named a Grimm's after him. She said, how's your day? It's over with. It was a rough start, but the rest of the day went pretty okay, I guess. So, but it is what it is. It's at least my work day's over with. Grandma said, Pops, how did the bathroom come out? Is it finished? It is functional. I still want to put a whiskey barrel around the toilet so you can't see the toilet. But I got to get some more wood and build the door. But the video today was the start of it, and I'll put up one tonight of, I don't know how far I'll get into the video of it being built. But it is functional. But I do have a little bit more work to do. Matthew said, I'm back. Sorry, I was working on my sono. Libby said, hi, Maria. Lotus says, I did not. What's a Grimm's? Jesus said, hello, Jesus. Maria says, have you eat a gazilla meat before? No. Nope, I have not. Libby said, Boggy said he gave you his number. Maria said, hello, Livy. Grandma says, welcome back, Matthew. Reaper said, wonder how buckshot will go with a duck. Like water on a duck's back. Olivia said, Grimmer is a Pokemon. Grandma said, cool, thanks. Lotus says, maybe less duck left. Zaylin says, hey. Jesus says, what do you think of the idea? About the thing that you sent. Grandma said, hi, Jordan. Lotus said, better than a slug through, right? Ray said, what about ducks? Olivia said, made of shiny stuff and slug. Jesus says, hi, Grandma. Grandma says, hi, Bill. And Jesus said, yes, sir. Randy looked it up and said you got to pay for a prescription and something else. I haven't looked it up. Randy looked it up and said that it was something that you had to download and you had to buy something. So Lotus said, oh, hell no, I ain't no Pokemon. Reaver said, too late. Reaver said, maybe I'll go fishing. Zaylin said, he remembers my name, Jesus said, it's free. Well, maybe I told him wrong or he looked up something wrong. I don't know. But when I asked him about it, he said it was, said it cost money. But we'll look into it some more. Lakers said, happy Tuesday. Thank you, Lakers. I appreciate it. Grandma said, hi, Lakers. Lotus says, well, I want to know is it, what does the 50 BMG do to a duck? Delete the duck. Yeah. Puts them on a Jeep. Jesus said, okay, how was your day? It was a typical work day, but I'm getting it ironed out. I kind of got a little hot under the collar this morning, but I got off to myself and got cooled down, but I'm good now. Reaver said, my wallet is hurting. Oh, man, I don't want to hear that. Let's see, Olivia said, in Central, all the deletes say duck. Lotus. Big Boy says, I'm back, y'all. All right. Welcome back, Carlo. Reaper said, it is. Grandma says, welcome back, Big Boy Toys. Big boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes for you? Let's see, Mary said, when was the last time you eat an ice cream? Right before the live. Jane said, hi, Jordan. Maria said, hi, Jane. Olivia says, I want ice cream. Maria says, are you kidding? Nope. I ate a late lunch. I had a sandwich fixed, but I ended up stopping to get me some chicken nuggets. And I ate that about, I guess that was about 3 o'clock. I ate that. And I don't know, when I got here, I just wanted something sweet other than the 40 pounds of candy we got down there. So I just got me an ice cream. Jane said, hi, Maria. Maria said, it's cold where you live. It's chilly. I mean, I have this long sleeve on, but about midday I was ready to come out of it, but I didn't. But I could have been okay with the short sleeve on. Jesus said, hey, Jane, I had a slight bit better day today. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Every day gets better, I hope. Lotus said, I need a dinner idea. Everything frozen. Olivia says, I'd get me some, but my legs kind of hurt from standing all day yesterday. Jane said, great, Jordan. Carlos said, Jane, how long should one of those pills to kick in? Olivia said, what do you have, Lotus? Rumple said, hello, Pops. I want chicken nuggets now. Well, I like the popcorn chicken at KFC, but they quit it, and they got nuggets now. So that I normally don't eat at KFC, but really do like that popcorn chicken they had, but they quit doing it. So they had nuggets. I got 12 nuggets. Lotus 52 here and 45 is the low. I'm just a little bit ahead of Lotus there. We're a little bit more south, I guess you'd say. So I think we're in the upper 50s, low 60s, I think. Let's see, Reaper said over $1,500 last night. Oh man, pocket change. Others said sun low 26. Grandma said hi Rumpel. Jesus says nope. I hope so, not nope. Let's see where he go. Okay, that means he's not coming here, so don't have to go open the door. Let's see. Jesus said, I hope so. Rumpel said, Grandma, hello. Rhea says, aren't you afraid you'll get sick? No, I ain't going to get sick. Not overeating ice cream. And oh, you're talking about coming out. I don't stay out. If I stayed out in it, it'd be different. But I got a truck. I go down the road and rail in, so I don't stay out in the cold very often. So, nah, I'm not out in it much. Rich says, howdy, Rich. I'm glad to see you. Grandma said, hi, Rich. Rich and hey, Vic. Maria says, if my parents saw me eating ice cream in this time of year, they'd kill me, and it's not that cold, too. I mean, ice cream ain't supposed to be just during the summer. It's good. Maria says, I'm jealous now. Reaper says, yeah, to me it is. Jane said, Carlo, did they switch your meds? Carlos says, hello everyone in the chat. Daryl says, I'm late, but y'all didn't miss me anyway. I did. I always miss you, Daryl. Carlos said, no, Jane was wondering. No, Jane, just wondering. Jane said, hi, Rich. Grandma said, hi, Mike. Maria says, what about, there he gets, what is that? I'm sure I don't know nothing about it because I don't know what it is. Jane said, hey, Daryl. Rumpel says, 1,000 is pocket change. Wow. It is for old Reaper. Rick says, hi, Jane. Daryl says, Grandma Jane Rumpel. Grandma says, I miss you too. I was wondering where you were. Life said, hello, great name, sir. I'm clocking in for work now. Awesome. I said, I'm glad you stopped in. Thank you. Rumpel said, Metal Arts, hello. Carlos says, just wondering because sometimes I can feel it within minutes and sometimes nothing at all. Jane said, Carlo, you need to take it daily at the same time to get maximum benefits. Grandma said, hi, Life. Jane said, there you go. It's sore throat. Oh, I might get some drainage every once in a while and get a sore throat, but it's not very often. Maria says, when you eat something too cold, your throat is inflamed. Oh, no, I don't get that. That's for sure. I might get a brain freeze, but that's very small because y'all know my brain ain't big. Reaper says, y'all don't want to know how much money I have. I know you got plenty, man. Half said, hey, bro, watch me make bad decisions even without the influences of alcohol. Hey, if it's funny, I guess we'll watch. Rita said, yes. Jane Life said, Reaper. Lowe's said, we know Reaper stopped bragging. Yeah, I know, right? Carlos said, it's the oral disturbance of Jane. Said, Lotus said, or share. Yeah, that's right. Don't worry about it. You can brag all you want, just share. There you go. Life said, Vic, Grandma, howdy. Have said, I accidentally put LSD on my KFC. Oh, man. Let's see. Grandma said, hi, have Hawk. Rita said, well, I get that. It's so annoying. When I was growing up, I used to get sore throat a lot. But it's not very often now. Reaper said 4 mil. Well, there you go. Maria said that's why I can't eat cold things and cold weather. I'm going to get sick. I hate that. I'm sorry, Maria. Letter said, how far you about to have a fun night? I don't know. I won't remember it though. Let's see, Reaper 4.5 million. Now, damn, they done gained a lot of interest by now. Lotus said, Reaper, buy me some car parts. Lotus said, haha, lol. Lotus, Lifetime said, what projects you have yet to finish? From Philippines asking. Well, I'm not done with the bathroom yet, but it is functional. But we do have a lot of projects going on right now, waiting for my son to get out the wheelchair, and we're going to get on them. So, but Daryl said 4 million and you're not a member of $5. That's what I was fixing to say, Daryl. As soon as I got caught up, I was going to say, you mean to tell me you got $4.5 million and your name's not up here? Man, if that right there ain't just pitiful. Let's see. I'm going to get my wheels right. See, your accent sounds like it's south of the Mason-Dixon lines. Boy, your country has cornbread. I know. Denton, North Carolina. Maria said, so when you get older, you don't get sick a lot. Isn't the opposite? Well, Maria, I used to get a lot of, sore throats when I was real young, but I've really never been a sick person. I've never been in the hospital, other than when I was born, of course. But I've never. I used to get like allergies once a year like that, but I very rarely get sick. Life says, or will it never get done? Well, the name is basically if you do a project, and if you do a project and then like a car, you may find seeing something else. You want a different set of wheels. You want a different color. You want a pinstripe. So your projects are really never done. You're always wanting to change them to do something different. Lotus said shame. Daryl said stinky. Low. Life said Metal Art Custom. Reaver sent happy poops for 10 joules. All right. He got $4.5 million and I get some poop. Woo! Olivia said Buggy doesn't even have that much. Matthew said Daryl. Maria said, now I am more jealous. Daryl said Ghostly Jim. Daryl said Matt. Lotus said, what's up, Daryl? We do miss your smiling face. That's right. Life says, I don't know, is that waving or is that a middle finger? Or is that I can't really see. Daryl said, ha ha. Maria says, I'm 18 and I get sick all the time like an 80-year-old woman. I'm sorry, Maria. Maybe you should take care of yourself a little better. Maybe it's because you don't eat right. Olivia said, Mike, Reaper, not my fault, trust fund. Life said, never celebrate for poop in my life before you. Maria said, kitty in a box. Matthew said, hey, I've been working more on my Sungo, and I also linked you up to my new video, Daryl. Lotus said, Reaper, buy a tour bus and come pick us all up. Lotus said, or a plane, yeah. Maria said, I hate you. Well, if you take care of yourself, Maria, maybe your eating habits help you out, keep from getting so sick. Olivia said, Maria, I know how you feel. I constantly get cold and left, right, because my immune system sucks. Donkey balls. Life's sent GG for 10 joules. Woo! Maria's got a sad face. Maria says, I eat good. Must not eat healthy or you'd be more healthy. Daryl said, I'll check it out later. Reaper's got Lotus said, calculating. Daryl says, I need more red meat. Need more red meat. You won't get sick so much. Oh, and sugar and pop. That's right. Ice cream. Life says, oh, okay, Maria, then do the opposite. That's what I'm saying. If you're eating all healthy and you get sick the way you do, evidently you need to eat more like us redneck Americans and you don't get sick near as much. Olivia said, Lotus, what did I tell you? Lotus said, 0 chance of tour bus. Reaper said, is that spam? And Volcano Head, I don't know. I know that's not spam. $4.5 million, you ain't eating spam. Maria says, more healthy? How? Drinking 3 Pepsis and ice cream all the time? Evidently that's the ticket. I don't get sick. You eat healthy and you get sick. How do you call it? What do you call it? Lotus said, Maria, it's all those veggies you eat. That's right. Daryl said, ice cream. Lotus said, 3 Pepsis a day. She's funny. I know, right? Olivia said, hey, spam rich or not? I ain't eaten no spam in a while, but when I do, I like to cook it. I like to slice it thin and put it on the grill, cook it kind of about like a chip. I like it like that. Grandma's got a couple good pictures in there. Reaper says, yeah, I am spamming eggs. Life said, spamming. Okay, Daryl's got a couple pictures in there. Grandma's got all kinds. Game over. Woo! Reaper's got presents for everyone, it looks like. I hope that's what that is. Rhea said, let's see who's going to get sick first. Daryl said, where's the Justin emoji? I guess wherever Justin is. He ain't even thought about coming back here, I don't think. Lotus says, I don't like spam. I don't like spam like I used to. Yeah, now growing up, I ate a bunch of it, but now I don't eat that much anymore. Lotus says, not eating spam ever. Now I used to eat a lot of veiny weenies, veiny sausage, I guess you call. I can't eat that. I did eat a can of them today with some crackers. Yeah, that messes my stomach up. I tell you, I can't eat it like I used to. Olivia said, spam is good, fried on a skillet. That's right. Maria said, the funny thing is, even if I get sick, you wouldn't know. If you get sick, I'll definitely notice. That's because I wonder why. That's because I put myself out here on the wide open interweb. I don't hide behind the keyboard. Olivia said, Mike, is it because it looks like cat food? Life said, I joined old school live stream. Awesome. Lotus said, I still am guilty of veiny sausages. I can't eat many of them. I used to eat a bunch of them, but I can't, now I have to, I can't even eat them by themselves anymore. I have to eat them with crackers or it makes me sick. Grandma said, I love spam with over medium eggs. Yes, that's good. Very good. Reaper says, I'll be the one to get hurt first. Yeah, probably carrying all that money around. Lotus said, what? No more Temu? I don't know why he's not been back up here. Lotus said, did we piss him off? Like I said, I have no idea. He's not come back. I mean, I talked to him in the afternoons, but he's not said anything about coming up here. That was just a minute ago. He left to go somewhere. I looked to see if he was coming here, but it said he completed a drive, but it wasn't here. Let's see. Daryl said, that's just not right. Where you at, Justin? Yeah, Grandma says, and I love the brat sausage. Now, I don't like them. Now, Randy likes them. He gets them and he cooks them on the grill. And, but now, I don't eat much of them. Maria says, I'm not hiding. Maria says, okay, I feel cold. Olivia said, Pops, do me a favor. What you need, Olivia? Daryl said, I used to eat Vienna sausage, but the last time I did, I threw up. That's the way I feel. That's the reason I don't eat much of them. Leader said, and call him, tell him he has been slacking. Yeah, I probably need to, but he'll think I'm being mean to him. Reaper says, no, all that money is in one piece of plastic. Okay. Jesus says, I can't eat Viennas. Makes my stomach sick. See, that's what I'm talking about. The older I get, the worse it gets. Lotus said, he is lucky. I can't mug a sheriff. Very good. Lotus said, hi, Jordan. Maria said, even if I'm freezing from the coldest, I will never say I miss summer. Grandma's, I'll say it for you. I miss summer. Grandma said, Mac, those are good with crackers. That's what I'm saying. I have to eat crackers with them now. I've got now where yesterday I ate a whole sleeve of crackers, and then today I ate a half a sleeve of crackers with those Viennas. Yesterday my stomach was bothering me, so I ate a bunch of crackers. That really, to be honest with you, my sugar got a little high yesterday, so I ate those crackers to try to absorb some of it up. I believe I ate too much candy. Jesus said, hey, Metal. Lotus said, love some Braps. Maria says, I hate summer. Jesus said, well, I understand you saying that now as much as you talk about how hot it gets. You'd probably feel different about it if you were here. Jesus said, sorry, what's your name again? Who? Dale said, be right back, call. Carlos said, I love cheese sausage. Craig Bill says, hello, how's everyone? We're doing great, hoping that you are. Grandma said, Craig. Olivia said, Reese's. Maria said, yes, and you'll hate summer if you were here. I don't know about hate. It depends on how cold your winter gets. Because I'll be honest with you, I'll deal with the heat. Now I say that. Let me rephrase that. I can only imagine what 130 degrees would be like you're talking about the summer being. So I would have to experience it just to see. To be honest with you. Maria said, you know that the hottest city on earth is here in the south? I did not, but I would say what you was telling the other day or whatever it was about 130 degrees. I believe you. I have no reason not to. Libby said, brap, 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 brap. Lotus says, I love Reese's Bats. Reese's Bats. Let's see, Liv says, I want a bat. Maria said, experience it. You want your skin to melt. I can't, like I said, I know what it's like here at around 100. It's hot. Don't get me wrong. I can only imagine 130, but it would be interesting. Let me say that. Lotus says, send your address and I will send you one bat. Maria says, you know, in the summer, when we buy ice cream, it melts all before we finish it. I would imagine so. Rumpel says, I grew up in a place that hit 49C. Pops, we were used to it. Now I die in the environment within hours. I'm happy at 23. Somebody help me out. What is, okay, there it is. 49C is like 120. Wow. I was fixing to say, somebody help me out with that. Chris says, we take showers 3 times a day, sometimes more. I take 2 a day now and it don't get that hot, which I take 2 a day in the summer and winter. It don't bother me. I like a shower. And if it was left up to me, I'd about stay in the water more than anything. Let's see. Maria says, we take showers 3 times a day, sometimes more. Rumble said 49C is like 120. Lotus said past 110 is like the same hot as FX. Libby says, I like my shower. I do too. I'm telling you what now. I like my showers. Samira says, of course you like showers. You don't have hair. Even when I had hair, I like showers. Samira said, my showers take at least 1 or 2 hours. Good Lord. I can about stay in the shower that long. I love water running on me, but hey, I'd have to go find me a waterfall to take a 2-hour shower. Rumble says, still remember our boots used to stick to the road and tar used to melt. Wow. I can only imagine. See, that right there would be, I don't know, that would be like a movie. I don't know. That's wicked. Lotus says, you're doing it wrong. Maria says, you didn't have tall hair. Libby said, oh no, Lotus, I'm playing Pokemon. What you gonna do? Stop me? And not with that tiny turbo. Lotus says, I had long hair back in the day, still never could do a 2-hour shower. Well, we don't have water limit. We don't really have water limit. I mean, now, I would say most of the people around here, unless they got a gas hot water heater, we'd run out of hot water in a 2-hour shower. But I guess if it's 130 degrees, you don't need hot water. Or put it in a tub out there, you'll have hot water in a few minutes. Let's see, I still don't saw you, I still didn't see you with hair. Letter said, bro, when it was like 1:30 out, it's all hot water. That's what I was getting at. You're right there. There probably ain't no cold water. Rumble said, we don't have water limits as well, but did have parent limit. They would give us lashings if it took 2-hour shower. I would bet. I mean, if you're taking a 2-hour shower 3 times a day, that's 6 hours out of the day you're in the water. Lotus says she needs a AC for her water. Yeah. Daryl says, I'm back. Welcome back, Daryl. Maria says, hot water, good Lord, of course. I don't want experience living in hell. Oh, Lord. Let's see, Jesus says, you look tired. I'm a little bit. It ain't bad, though. I'll be all right. Daryl says, I have 100-gallon hot water. I have 100-gallon water heater and generally run it till it's cold. Woo! Libby says, how dare you leave, Daryl? I think you had a phone call. Lotus says, I think you experience that every summer. Maria says, even hell isn't that hot. I believe so. I don't want to find out. Grandma said, Pops, thank you for your life. Have a great night. God bless you and the family. Dinner is calling me. Thank you, Grandma. You have a great night, and God bless you too. And thank you for stopping in. Daryl says, getting dark so early has made me tired. That's probably what's wrong with me. I cannot stand that dang darkness like this. Carlos says, I have a warm to cold shower in the summers and winter. Grandma said, good night, everyone. God bless you all and your family. Thank you. Adam said, hey, well, hello, real Adam. Thank you for stopping in. Daryl said, bye, Grandma. Olivia said, I kind of want to do a romance comic, but I don't know yet. Daryl says, Adam. Lotus said, what's up, Adam? Did you get what needed? Olivia says, I'm only playing, Mac. Olivia says, hi, Adam. Hey, Adam. Daryl said, business never stops. Carlos says, what's up, GSG? Ooh, sorry. Grease spot, or Adam said, spent way too much, Lotus. Believe me, I know what you mean. Daryl says, sometimes I have to shut the phone off to get a break. Bates, how's it going, brother? Hey, how you doing? Been a minute since you've been in here. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, I'm doing good. Hope you are. Lotus said, yep, that's what you do at Summit. Daryl says, stop that, you made me yawn. I know, right? Maria said, seeing my siblings and my parents going to work and school every day and I'm on holiday is the best thing. I can stay up all night and wake up late without anyone saying anything. Lotus says, did they give you lube? Adam says, you think with all that oil there they'd give me some, but I guess not. See, Carlos said, yawning is contagious. It is. Man, who started it? Let's see. Adam said, Daryl, got my new hood hinges today. Lotus said, did they give you lipstick and a pretty dress so you could look good when you got... Daryl said, cool, Adam. Did I hear you right? Say you was going to fire that engine Friday? I may have misheard you. Maria says, now I feel sleepy. Sorry. Howland says, gotta beat up to these days. How was your weekend? Well, all last week I took vacation. Mike and Beth from Long Ranch Garage came down and stayed all week to help me remodel the bathroom. So we had a pretty busy week and weekend. Adam said, Lotus, how did you know they did that? I still have the live going. I think I messed up. Maria says, tell us a story. Oh, Lord, what kind of story? Lotus said, Lord. Adam said, December 1st. That's when you're going to try to fire it, December 1st. I don't know what kind of story to tell. I start telling a story, you liable to fall asleep. Lotus said, it's okay, Adam. Snap-on has a cream for that butt hurt you feel. Adam said, bedtime story. Adam said, Maria, we're a bunch of guys that's all we do is tell stories. We telling lies, telling sweet little lies. Carlos said, cock and bull stories. Yeah. Daryl says, I might have to do a quick fire up on the 10 cent in the showroom. That'd be cool. Helen says, wish me luck. I'm going hunting with my son this weekend. May need to just leave the rifle in the truck. There you go. Matthew said, hi, Adam. I got a lot I need to get done this weekend, that's for sure. I wasn't able to. I'm still going to be solo this weekend, but I want to put up our sign on the front of the building. And I need to go get that lift and do that. But I also want to floor that trailer. I was working on the lift that we've got the motor and everything on right before I come up here, but I just didn't get it primed out, so I got to go back to the drawing board on it. Let's see, Matthew said, "Hi, Adam," and Adam says, "Matthew." Maria says, yeah, because most guys here are over 50. If some younger guys came in, I believe you're going to kick them out. No, we got a lot of young people in here. Lotus is only 44. I was going to say, Lotus said, I'm not 50. Dang, I'm drawing a fish memories coming up. Reaper's only, what? Late 20s, I believe. Reaper's not very old. Boggy's only 27, see? Olivia's 23. Daryl says Adam is like 46. Carlos says 47. Maria says, yes, you do. Fish memory. Let's see, Maria says it's close to 50. We got a lot of young people in here. Jesus is only, I think Jesus is 19. Lotus says, Maria, you're the youngest one here. Yeah. Maria said, yes, and I don't like it. Well, you know something? Somebody else was in here said they were going to get their permit. So they may be a little bit younger than Maria. I can't remember who that was. Adam said, Maria, keep it up and I'm going to start saying you're 30. Let's see. Livy said Annie is 25. Rumpel said, who is the youngest? Maria is right now. Maria's 18. Lotus said she acts like she's 30. Yeah, she likes to be, her and Jane like to be mama bears. Like to, you know, tell everybody not eating right, doing right. Here we are supposedly not eating healthy, and we're healthier than she is. Maria says, shut up, I'm not acting like I'm 30 years old. Oh. We found that little nerve. Lotus is good at finding that nerve. Lotus says she nags like a 40-year-old housewife. Daryl says, I'll be back in a bit. Got to get stuff ready. All right, Daryl. Thanks for stopping in. Olivia says, hey, Mama Bear is my line. I know, right? I stole it. Maria said, Lotus, you are on my list now. Rumble said that's exactly what a 30-year-old woman would say. Adam said, if it's a consultation, Maria, I'm eating a bacon cheeseburger right now. Lotus said, yeah, I'm on the list 2 times. Maria's laughing. Lotus says, I can get 3. Olivia said, thief. You leave it hanging out there long with somebody get it. Maria said, what's so cool about 30? It's not. If you'll remember, Randy's 29, and right up till he got hurt, Madison and myself, he don't want to be 30. It bothers him. So we would say he was 30, and it really would tear him up. And now after he got hurt, I told him I wasn't going to do no more of it as long as he's in the chair. So I haven't called him 30 no more since he's been in the chair. See, Randy don't want to be 30, and I didn't want to be 55. I was glad when I got over 55, to be honest with you. That year bothered me all year long. I just knew I was fixing to die. Let's see, Rumble says, at 30, you kind of start realizing that you actually still don't know much about life, in my opinion. It's a threshold age. Yeah, it was kind of funny because when I was young, I'd always be told, wait, one day you'll get yours, people respect you and all that. So I got to where the age you kind of should start turning. And when it started turning, all the young people started coming on thinking that they own the world and the old people don't mean nothing no more. So I missed it all the way around. I've kind of got the shit in the stick every which way you look. Carlos says, and everyone here is number one on my friends list. It's the way I feel, Carlo. I'm telling you, we got some good people here. Adam said, my wife turned 30. She didn't talk to nobody for a week. Oh, Lord. Maria says, I know most women get even more beautiful at 30. But it's kind of funny because in school, the girls that always was pretty now in older years don't look that good, but the ones nobody really looked at look a lot better nowadays than they did back then. It's kind of weird. Lydia said, hi, Amigo Mito. Maria says, I don't act like 30 years old. It's just you act much younger. That's why. Oh, okay. I'll go with it. Carlos said, Caleb Bell and Olivia, Lord have mercy, y'all just throwing some letters together now. Rumble said, that's true, Pops. I've noticed that too. School time pretty loose. It's later. I know. I mean, the girls you go, I haven't done it but in a long, long time, but if you go back and pick up your yearbook where all the pictures are and look through it, what you thought back then was pretty, they ain't that pretty now. Rhea says, okay, show us a pic of you when you were in high school. I don't even know if I've got one, to be honest with you. I did. I thought I showed y'all one before. I used to have one, but Lord, I don't know if I got one on this phone. And they said, no, it's normal, Pops. You just not bilingual. Uh-oh. I might have to check that out, Randy. Let's see. Rhea said, let's see the handsome guy who the girls would kill somebody to go out. Yeah, right. That's a joke. Adam said, Maria, he had hair. I thought I had one on there, but like I said, when I got this new phone, it didn't categorize everything like it did before. Let me. Well, there's the imposter again, Adam. Hey, it's my dope singer. Maria said, the troll is back. Yep. Rumble said, ooh, I want to see this troll too. Adam said, hi, Adam. How are you doing? I don't understand why people want to do that. I mean, Do they get a kick out of it or something? That just don't make sense to me. Imposter, can you tell us why? Oh, is it Logan? Is that who that is? Is that Logan doing that? Surely Logan wouldn't do that to us. I'm looking, Maria. Give me a chance. Calm down. I ain't got but 9,000 pictures on this phone. Don't even know if I've got it. I should have started at the bottom. Maybe I should do that. They said, it's in the Randy files. There you go. Rumble said, yes, I need to see the photo too. I'm not an imposter. Well, what the hell do you call it? One thing's for sure. When I said imposter, the imposter said I wasn't one, so it's about like a dog. You kick it, it'll bark. Samir says, I can't wait. I want to see the hair. Lotus says, no, you're just lame. Bullshit, said Olivia. Is life so bad you want to be somebody else, or what's the deal? Talk to us. Tell us why you're doing it. Good God, I didn't realize I had so many damn pictures. Let's see. It said, guys, I got to go check the mirror. I think I'm the imposter. Nope, you're blue. I know who you are. Libby said, ha ha. Lotus said, how many legs do you have? Maria said, 8. Libby said, 3. Adam said, nope, I'm back. Look at the same as I did yesterday and the day before. The imposter still said I'm not an imposter. What's this? What's that game we play? We find out who the imposter is. Let's see. Let's see. I'm starting to think I'm back in the future moment. I'm thinking I'm fading away. Livia said, then who are you? Maria says, you didn't even tell us the story. Maria's frowning. Livia said, Among Us. The imposter's saying I'm Adam. Liar. Jane said, why are you doing this? I'm going to call you out. I can't believe YouTube hasn't caught up with you yet. You didn't like being bullied, Grease Spot. Now you're doing this, a form of bullying. Jane said, it's not a game. Well, be honest with you, Jane, we're all falling into it. We're all giving him attention. And that's all he's wanting is attention. See, the guy, whoever it is, obviously does his idolizes me. Who cares? That's right. Lotus says, Adam is a stalker. Levy said, at least it's me. I don't like my stuff being stolen. I just don't understand it, but I'll just leave him alone. He can go look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm Adam. I am. I still got my phone. I'm Adam Stalker. He doesn't need another one. Adam said, "Yeah, Jane, you're number one. I'll always be the first stalker." That's right. I got one. I had one that I was a senior in high school, but I don't know where in the world it is right now. Because, like I said before, I had them all in a different category. Now, when I got this new phone, I throw them all in one. See, Jane says, "Oh, I feel honored, Adam." Lotus says, "I'm going to run, guys. Have a good, wonderful night." See you, Lotus. Thanks for stopping in. Adam said, Toyota, come over to my house and I'll make you like me to bring the axe." Jane said, "Take care, Lotus." Adam said, "Just come over here to my house and I'll make you look like me bringing the axe." Jane says, "Oh, Adam, great idea." I'm getting to some older pictures, but I'm probably going to get to the bottom and miss it somewhere along the line. I'm not doing it again. I'm getting close to the bottom though. There's one of me when I was about 10, so I should. Oh, there it is. All right, hold on. Let me get caught up. See, James Lord, I got a scoot to 6 a.m. already. All right, see you, Rumple. James said, "What are you looking for, Pops?" My high school picture. That's what I looked like when I was 19 years old. Mike said, "We finally made it home." Let's see. James said, "Take care of Rumple Marines. They pick of himself when he was in high school." Rumple said, Jane later. Olivia says, You were kind of cute at 19, Pops." Olivia said, "Hi." Well, no, somebody has stole Olivia's now. Ooh. You said that, Olivia. They went and stole yours now. Rumple said, "Oh, that's a handsome son of a gun, you guys say." Maria said, "Nice." What the fuck? There's two Olivia. It's, I hope it's not Logan. I hope it's not. I hope Logan wouldn't do that to everybody. I hope Logan wouldn't do that, but that's what everybody's kind of thinking it is. So I hope it's not. But Logan, if it is, buddy, it's not funny. Let's see. Carlos said, "Welcome back, Jane." Daryl said, "Definitely." Adam said, "Definitely, Logan." Maria said, "I hope nobody has stolen me." Don't say that, because he'll do it. Adam said, "It's the same crap he did on everything, and not only that, he pulled on a side subscriber only video." Livia says, "They can tell difference in the personality." Now, like I said, that sentence right there tells me the other one that I was telling Daryl who I thought it was. So, Livy said, that's how you know it's me, because so Livy said, buddy, get the funky off my head. Oh, me, buddy, let's see. He said, just goes to show you the mentality of a child. Yeah, because like I said, if they think it's funny, but I hope it's not. I have a feeling it's another one that came in here earlier, but we'll see. One day at a show, Maria said, how can, now he can't figure out how the imposter become nobody is blue. Maria said, fish brain. No, I know it is if you'll look at the difference in the writing. Like, for instance, Olivia's name starts with a capital G on Ghostly, and the imposter is not a capital G, but the plays is. So all they do is make it similar, but anyway. Olivia said it counts as misinformation, right? Well, everyone that they post up there counts for my thing, but it's just people don't like it. I mean, they start that mess and it goes down to 6 people in the live, so nobody wants to see it. But they get what they want. They try to hurt people. Maria says, if someone with the same name of mine and same pic can say something nice to you, it's not me. Oh, I'll know as soon as it comes up, because they can't do the same. They can have the same name as you, but they got to do something different. They have to capitalize it or do something different. So it'd be, anyway. So Carlos said, an imposter I had a nice shit. I felt better. Now you should do the same. Adam said, main thing is don't let it distract you from the channel. Don't let it drive you from the channel, no matter how annoying it is. Let it be. That's right. Jane says, Lowell, Maria. Let's see. Olivia says, we're going to go. I'm going to go watch the Seaman live, and I'm not on in this live. All right. See you, Olivia. Thank you for stopping in. Maria says, why don't you block him? Well, again, I hate to block people if they're not being. They're being an imposter, but I don't like the. I don't like it being. I don't like to be lied to anyway. But they're not really being anything out of the nasty or anything. So Olivia said, "Love you, Pop Pops." Thank you, Olivia. You too. Olivia said, "Be safe." Adam said, "Sneaking off, and I got to make a call to my buddy down at Seaman right now." All right, Adam. Thanks. We'll talk to you later. Like I said, now I'm down to 3 people in the live. I might as well just end it myself. Let's see. Long said, hey, everybody. How you doing, Mike? I'm glad you got home. You just you come in. We got another imposter that's imposterating everybody. And, well, there ain't but 4 people in now that you come in. Jane said, hey, Mike. Letter said, hello. Long said, tired. Adam said, Mike. Olivia said, damn it, I missed it. Maria says, you're being nice to someone who's bothering other people. He'll get over the limit. Jane said, there's more than 3 in here. Well, just showing 4 on my screen. Olivia says, well, Pops, I guess I'm staying. But that's up to you. But I do understand. I know Seaman's got some nice cars, and it's all good. No big deal. I'll be okay. See, Matthew said, what the hell's going on with these people? I don't know. We got one clown that's wanting to do stupid stuff, but you know, it is what it is. I try to be nice. Remember, I told y'all this is positive vibes, so I really don't want to be negative to the people. I'd kind of like to talk to them to see why they're doing it. But you ask them why, and then they just tell another lie. Mike said, hi, Carlo. Olivia said, yeah, I wanted to see the car show. Well, go watch it, Olivia. I understand. Jane said, Mike, Maria, Liv, Matt, Adam, Carlo. Maria says, Randy has nice cars too. Yeah, but not like SEMA. I'd like to go one day. I'd like to go walk around. Mike said, hi, Matthew. Matthew said, must be someone with a lot of aliases. Well, we do know one that's got a lot, that's for sure. I hope it's not him because he's seemed like a pretty good kid, but he's pretty intelligent, I believe. Jane said, that's it, 6. So, hey, it's actually showing 9. Mike said, hey, Jane. Carlos said, what's up, Long? Sarah says, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm the algorithm guide. Me, where am I? You're in a group of good people here. Welcome. Oh, I'm going to get behind now. Let's see. Olivia said, brap, 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 brap. Big says, NDP projects, whoop, whoop. Olivia says, I can't. The guy I was watching ended his live. Jane said, hi, Big. Jane said, hi, Sarah. Big said, Jane. Mike says, we have a new Big. No, I think that's the same one, ain't it? Let's see. Matthew said we could try to talk to them and get them to say why they're doing this. That's what I was trying to do. Sarah says, thank you for having me. You're welcome. People welcome anytime into this live. It's a positive. We like to be positive. Carlos said, what's up, Big? Matthew said, Matthew said, hi, Sarah. Big said, big boys. Jane said, that's not our Big. That's what I was just thinking. Something's not right. So I can't remember what it is. There's something different about the name, so it's, whatever. Sarah said, hi. Long said, hi, Sarah. You make some great picks. I guess they took enough time to go find somebody else to imposter, but I don't know. Like I said, I'd just like to know why they're doing it, but they won't. They like lying. Okay, it's me, Vic. All right, explain to me, Vic, where you from? Jane said, no, this is our Vic. Well, like I said, I don't know. Matthew says, we are what they pretend to be now. Now I have no idea. There you go. It might be now. See, I don't like the guy doing it. I don't know who it is that, Matthew said now, Big said Australia. I drive on. Okay, all right. Let me see something here. Let me go to the channel. Okay, all right. Sorry about that, Big. We had a guy that it's impostrating people. Sorry. Had me going there for a minute. But they said, Lord, this is real big. Carlos said, Aussie. Sorry about it, Big. Now that's what it causes right there. Sorry. See, Jane said, yep, this is the real one. Matthew said, we all they pretending to be. There you go. Oh, well. I guess if they're watching, they got a kick out of it. I don't understand how they make it so quick because I thought you had to have your another email and all that. I don't know. Let's see. Matthew said, hopefully none takes my channel. Give him a chance. Vic says, I don't like Fords. Now, do you believe me? Yes, I do. You answered enough good questions. That was our secret code there. See, Matthew said, yeah, I said that. Now they probably will. James says, Lowell, that doesn't count, Big. Nobody likes Fords. We used to have one that come in quite a bit. He liked it. He quit coming in, though. Who was it? Can't think of his name right now. Rusty, wasn't it? Don't Rusty like the Fords? He quit coming in, though. Coach, Rusty Coates. I think he was our Ford guy. Yeah, Rusty. Yeah. Maria says, I literally slept for 2 minutes and woke up again. Welcome back. Livy said, Boggy loves Fords. I thought he said he didn't really like Fords. He just liked that Shelby. I thought he said there was a difference. Vic said, nice one, Jane. Jane said, he talks in the background sometimes. Maria says, you talk too slow. Now, the other day you said I talk too fast. You're going to have to make up your mind. Olivia said, he is an ass. He likes to Torino and the Falcon as well. Now, I like the Torino, but I never cared for the Falcons. Jane said, Lowell, make up your mind, Maria. See, look at there. It's not just me. I remember the other day you said I talk fast. Then I talk too slow. Matthew said, no, there it is. Told you, Matthew. He's on his little game. That's all it took. Chris says, okay, don't talk like a ghost. That's not going to help. I'm sorry. Yep, there you go, Matthew. Let's see. The Swiss paper said, howdy, Swiss. Chris says, just talk regularly. I thought I was. You never know about me. All these newcomers, hit that lucky button for me, please. Touch my lucky thingy, please. See, Matthew said, okay, whoever it is, spell the last name. They have to spell it wrong. They got to do it like that so that, because they won't give them the same one that you got. Let's see. Swiss says, how's it going? Quick hello. It's going great. I hope it is for you. Maria says, not too fast, not too slow. Pape, how's it going, boss man? How you doing, Pape? Sarah says, I like Fords. I like the vehicle. Is that what we're talking about? Sarah, in here, there is no telling what we're talking about. We got somebody that's playing a game and imitating people. And Vic is our Australian that likes Chevrolets, and he said he didn't like Fords, so we got on the Fords thing. So you never know what we'll be talking about, anywhere from me eating bad to I'm dying tomorrow to Fords and Chevrolets. You never know what we'll be talking about. Levy says, I'm going to smack the hell out of some blue-haired boys in the game. They are annoying me. Matthew said, if they want to pretend to be me, might as well spell my damn name right. Vapors, Swiss Vapor says, I'm always good before bedtime. Sarah says, so you have a troll who is probably as one of you. Yes, we do. And he keeps jumping around, or they keep jumping around making different ones. Sarah said, light. Maria says, we talk about how someone has great habits with eating. Shannon, how you doing, Shannon? Bow ties, baby, says Shannon. Shannon likes her bow ties. She got a very nice looking truck. Popeye said, I like any vehicle that goes from point A to point B and back. Hey, all the Fords do. You just got to push them to get back. I'm just playing. Let's see. Meadow said, I heard I was needed in here. Haha. He keeps jumping around. He's invitated about 3 or 4 people here. What they said that they didn't hope he didn't do them, so they went and made it account and did them. So whatever. Let's see. Sarah said, Papa, do you want my car? Is for sale for $1,000. It's a Volkswagen. If you like Volkswagens, own one. I promise you won't. I know some Volkswagen people. What kind of Volkswagen is it? Libby said, you know what? Got to go. Rush. Push, pop, push. Libby said, a Volkswagen? Yeah. Ryan, VR Prodigy likes Volkswagens. But it sounds like sounds a lot like Logan, always making you account. Sarah says, VWs are made by Satis, they enjoy making people's lives difficult. Yeah. Pape said, well, that's not a good selling point. Matthew said, Daryl, he's pretending to be me now. Yeah, Daryl blocked him or hit him. And Matthew said, Daryl said, I blocked him, Matt. It's okay. I'm literally losing my mind. How can you lose something you don't have? Really? I just played. Sarah said a 08 Beetle 2.5 engine with a 6 gears 5-cylinder disappointment of a design. It's probably a little too much money for us, but we like to buy them real cheap. I like the little Beetles, though. I'd like to make one into a truck. Matthew said, yeah, thanks, Daryl. Maria says, good night, Randy and everyone. All right, good night, Maria. Have a good night. I like the orange heart there. James said, take care. Maria Sarah said, well, now the Volkswagen is pretty mechanically sound now that I had to learn how to work on Volkswagens and then get all the specialty stuff and work on the Volkswagen. Sarah said, there was a lot of crying and lots of pulling my hair out that was involved, but yet now it runs great. I don't want it anyone if they want to trade for a Ford. Jane said, make a VW into a truck. Hell, they've got a kit where you can cut the back half out of it and put a bed on it. They're pretty cool. You ought to look it up on the internet. There's a company that builds kits for them. I'd love to do it. I like it. Pape says, I had a WV Super Beetle 71 model way back in high school and never made it on time. Matthew said, one way you can tell if it's me or not Mine will always say Schrader, not yeah. Well, like I said, they got to do something different to the name. That's how I caught the one that Adam. Not only Adam's Blue, but on Adam they misspelled garage. Let's see. Sarah said my dad said that the old Beetles were amazing. That you can literally pull the engine out of the trunk with your bare hands. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was only 4 bolts. You could take 4 bolts loose and pull the whole thing out. I never worked on one, and I never drove the old Beetle, but I heard it was pretty easy to take the whole motor out. It didn't take long at all. Jane said, Sarah, why would you trade one car you have to push for another car you have to push? Daryl said, some of those UTE trucks are cool. Sarah said, Fords are easy to work on. If you can't find the part you need, you can make it from something else. Volkswagens are especially everything. Matthew says, just like you knew it was not me because of the Schrader. Yeah, the way it was wrote down, I knew it wasn't you. Daryl said, 4 bolts, 3 wires, and a fuel line. I knew it wasn't much. Matthew said, Daryl, it's you and me now, bud. Pape said, yep, 4 bolts. You could actually drop the engine in an hour. Awesome. That's one car I've always wanted, but I've never had one, and I've never drove one. Matthew said, being impostered. They've done several in here tonight. They run about everybody off. It was down to like 3 people in here because of it. I was about to end it and make my video, but people started popping in. Daryl said they can't imposter me no more. Pape said, yeah, they're little fun cars when they run 1600cc engine. Olivia says, I am an imposter. Hello. Matthew said, me neither. Daryl said, as I find them, I'm banning them. Mike said, that's probably the impersonators that intentionally is the more to run everybody off of the chat. Yeah, and also, to be honest with you, we were talking about it, and it was giving them attention. That's what they like. David said probably. Daryl said block. Matthew said they didn't they get Mike too? Yes, they did yesterday. Pape said look up the 74 Super Beetle that pulls a camper. Is that the one that the camper's in the middle of the thing and it can do circles, drive in circles? If it is, I've seen it. It was cool. Daryl said, "Lol." Mike said, Matthew said, "Oh my God, this is creepy." Pape said, "Yes, sir." Yeah, I saw the commercial on that thing. I've always wanted to see that too, and do that to a car. I think that'd be cool. You could actually turn it around and push the camper. I do that a lot with my tractor, push the trailer places. So that would be cool. Matthew, I guess we are special. They want to be us. Well, I knew as soon as you said you hope they didn't do it to you, I knew they were going to do it. Let's see. Let me see if I can figure out the name here. Me. All right. How about if I just say 8609 said hi? I don't see a name that I can call you in on that one. Sorry. Welcome. Daryl said 1 hour and 16 minutes today. 8609 said hi. How you doing? I guess I could call you Mir. Carlos said I'm back. Y'all just chasing up meds. These freaking doctors got me running around like a clown, making me anxious. Mike said, hi, Mir. There you go. I call it Mir. That's a good idea, Mike. Mir. Hello, Mir. Daryl said, be right back. BRB. Whoop, whoop. See, Matthew said, new video on my channel coming out in a couple of days. Papa said, I think people have been doing that a lot, hacking other people's account. People need hobbies. Which I don't understand. Why can't they just be themselves? I mean, they're welcome in the channel and talk. Why they got to be, try to be somebody else? I don't get it. I don't understand why people do the stuff that they do, but whatever. It's not me. Matthew said, my hobby is demo racing. Well, here I am accusing Big not being big. I really felt bad about that. Big says, it's me. I'm from Australia. And I don't like Fords. Adam says, back in the day. Papa said, yeah, I don't know, probably just kids. Oh, I'm sure. Matthew said, welcome back, Adam. Jane said, hey, Adam. Everybody just took a break. See, Mike said, how do we know it's you, Adam? What's the super secret password? Olivia said, this got easy fast. I haven't lost a fight yet in this game. Jane said, he's blue. Adam said, I'm not even sure it's me anymore. Matthew said, Long, I know the password. Pape said, someone got mad at me last night because I asked what you had for dinner. Really? I'm sorry, I didn't. They can get over it. I mean, don't bother me. You asked me what I had for dinner. Sorry. I ain't had nothing. I had an ice cream before I come in here, but I don't know. I might heat me up a hamburger. I don't know. Tonight. Matthew said, Mike said, Matthew, it is a buckle knuckle sandwich. Pape say I laughed it off. Well, like I said, I didn't catch it or I'd have said something. I'm sorry. Matthew said, no. See, James said, Lord, Jason, who? Maria gets mad because of what he eats, but that's Maria. What did she say? I missed it. I didn't know. I didn't see who said something. Matthew said, it's a different password. Let's see, Matthew said, Randy, what's the password? Well, if it's for Adam, it's probably one leg. Mike said, whoop. Pape said, yeah, that was her. No big deal. Like I said, I laughed. Well, if I read it, I didn't catch it. She got upset. I'm sorry. But let's see. Daryl says, I'm back. Jane says, I don't remember, but she always gets excited if you have Skittles for dinner. Oh, yeah. Yeah, then she talked about her getting sick tonight. I told her that maybe she needs to eat better. Uh, Daryl said, "Hello, Matthew. Daryl, what's the password?" Daryl said, "Pick one." There you go. Matthew said, "No. Password for what?" Matthew said, "To get into the live." Daryl said, "Hell, I ain't got any password. I just jumped in here. I said I'd be right back." Popeye said, "Let's all eat Skittles and then drink a soda." That's right. I got them back here. I got Skittles and almonds and Pepsi. And I got my drink machine working. I got Yoo-Hoo's, Dr. Pepper, Cheerwine. Mike said, "Adam, are you at SEMA?" Matthew said, "Daryl, do you not know the password?" Mike said, "At." Jane said, "Lowell, Jason, tomorrow night we need to tell her we all had Skittles for dinner." Not me, I eat good. I'm going to eat a hamburger, cheeseburger. Daryl says, "I call the little black cat Skittles." Oh, it's just about time for Daryl's premiere. I wish that imposter would have given me a like each time. I'd have had a lot more. Popeye said, Yahoo will make me beeline for the bathroom, but they're great. Yahoo! Adam said, "New password is Grumpy Bastard." There you go. Matthew said, "Daryl, don't tell anyone the password is Matthew is the best." Daryl said, "I had homemade potato soup with bacon today." Livy said, "I'm still mad at Mike and you, Pops. What in the world? As good as Mike and I are, what in the world would you be mad at us for?" Let's see. That's what Mike says. Question mark. What did he do? Daryl said, "What's the password?" Libby said, "Y'all called me ornery." No, we just told the truth. Matthew said, "The live." Adam says, "Can you believe I just pulled away from the gas station and left $17.80 in change there? Oh man, that's not good." Daryl said, "She don't look like my cat at all." Jane said, "Go back, Adam." See, Mike said, "I just called it like I sees it, Livia." It was a nice part of it. Matthew says, "Daryl, you have a cat?" Mike said, "I did." Adam said, "I did." Livia says, I'm not attitudey and combative I'm just stubborn." Okay. That's kind of the same definition, ain't it? Daryl says, "I went to the gas station one morning and put the nozzle in and it was taking forever to fill up. I shut it off at 16 cents, went to pay, come back out in my truck to get in my truck and it was full." Oh Lord. Jane said, "Liv, it could be a lot worse than ornery." Livy said, "No." Yeah, my daddy did that one time, was pumping, and it was pumping like crazy, but the thing was barely going, so it just cost him a little bit of money, but he got a full tank. That's been years ago, though. Let's see. Mike says, "But we called you ornery in a nice way." Yeah. Daryl said, she's the real star of my channel, Matt. David says, you can be peaceful and kind and be stubborn. And Matthew says, wow, Daryl. Adam says, yeah, Olivia, they can call you Jane. Olivia said, okay, I accept that, Mike. Jane says, Lord, were you sleeping when you feel it, Daryl? Pape said, has anyone pulled out the gas station with the nozzle still attached? No. Libby said, ha ha. Jane said, Adam. All right, everybody. Let's see. No, their pumps were messed up, and I got a full tank for 16 cents. Adam said, I did that last week, but I'm not admitting to that. Oh, Lord. All right, everybody. It's time to jump over to Metal Art Customs Premiere. Y'all go over and finish the conversation. I'm going to pop in over there, and then I'm going to make my video, let it play in the background. But I do appreciate everybody coming in and dealing with our little imposter. Y'all have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this. And remember, jump over to Daryl's Premiere at Metal Art Custom. Remember, keep it silly. Thank you. Oh, if you're still there, it's Metal Art Custom.